Hi guys, so this is Black Rose and welcome back to another live stream. So guys, today we're going to look at one of our analyses, one of our pairs, which is Eurjpy, and we've seen this currency dropping since last week, but one, yeah, previously most people had anticipated that it was going to be bullish for a very long time, but then we were proved wrong. And this is forex, so it's good to expect something of the sort. You predicting something and something else happening. So that happened, and Eurjpy started dropping immersively. So sorry, what just happened. Let me just go back to Eurjpy. I think it was this one. Just lost. Let me see, which is this one. And a layout that I'd already created. I'm not sure which one was I using. Let me see. This one is it. Yeah. Okay, so guys, I had been drawing these for the longest time, so let me just zoom. This is 1 hour time frame. One thing I noticed with Eurjpy as it was dropping, apparently I'm one of the traders who took like a very wrong trade on this, because euro was bullish for a long time, so I kept on buying as it was going up, and then something happened and it went down and it had to hit my stop loss, being that I wasn't analyzing the charts at the moment. So you can see like this strategy that was going on. You could see like it was going up, then dropping, going up, dropping, then going up, then dropping. This is like a pattern that most how do you call them, that you will always see in your charts whenever you want to trade. So up until yesterday, I kind of felt like Eurjpy was going to move up, because unlike this pattern over here, we were having another different pattern. Let me just show you. So we're having this pattern. We always call them falling flags, something of sort. Don't have to be perfect, but you can just use that. Okay, whenever you're trading and you see like, let me just call this the rising flag, like you see it moving upward, you probably know that the next pattern that's gonna come, it's going to drop. And you can see that this kept on repeating itself over and over, and up until this point, now it fell. It was a falling flag, and then it decided to go up. And right now we're hoping that it might go up, because for me, when I was analyzing this pair, you can see, let me just zoom in just a little. Okay, this was my strong support area at the moment, and you could see like the pair hit this part like 3 times before breaking. So when it broke, it broke out the first time, we were hoping that it will hit this point and it will retest, or maybe it will go back again to the support zone. But then you can see, like, the first time this was our currency, the first time it came here, it dropped to this level, then it went up, making this our strongest support zone, because you can see, like, it did not just hit twice but 3 times. So it did hit this point, so this became our resistance point, or maybe the demand zone. So it went up, came back to this level. So you can see, like, there is another point over here and here. So when it hit here, it went back and then it came back to this point. So at the moment we had like 2 support zones because of what was happening at this zone over here. So this came down to this point, went back up to this point, and then again it went down to this point, now breaking this former resistance. And you all know that it is not necessarily that the level at which the first support or demand zone was reached is where the other candlestick will some always pass to this level. So like this is not actually necessary, this line, it's not that necessary. I just drew it because I could see like some higher push, which I could say like these were not like some push made by retail traders but by some big financial institutions. So that's why I drew these lines over here. So you can see like this point, at this point it came down to this level and then it jumped back up to this level. This is where I drew the second support zone. So when this happened, we were still buying. We're still on our buys because we felt like maybe it was going to come back to this level and move back to this level, and then maybe it will break out. But it did not go as we planned. It kept on dropping, which forced us to start analyzing the chart in a bigger picture, not just looking at what was happening at the moment, but what has been happening, like not just in 1 year but in the previous years. So that is why I drew this support over here. You can see this one was in May 22, 12th May 2022, and you can see this move over here at this level. I hope you guys can see the mouse where there is like a finger pointing. So at this point here, you can see this kind of move is not a kind of move that can be caused by retail traders unless 98% of retail traders were selling at the moment. But definitely you can tell that this kind of move is always caused by some strong or maybe some big financial institutions like the banks. So this became our support, and this is not only the only support area. So for me, I had estimated that maybe if the Eurjpy was dropping and it broke at this level, because all this time I was hoping that it will retest at these levels that it drew over here, but it kept on breaking and breaking because I had like reasons like from what happened in the past. That's why I was using the past demand zones, or maybe where there was some liquidity in the past. That is where I used to draw my support or maybe my demand zones. But then that kept on dropping to this level over here. So I was hoping, basically I'm still hoping that maybe I was hoping that maybe at this level it will retest back, and if it wasn't going to break through or break out of this level, then I know that we're going to be bullish for quite some time now. But if that doesn't happen, now we have to go to a bigger picture, which means now I'll have to move from 1 hour time frame to maybe 4 hour time frame. Okay, so let me just, okay, this is a 4 hour time frame, which clearly shows you can see like I've been drawing these strings for a very long time. because I've been following up with this pair for a very long time. So for me, there is always a pattern called head and shoulder, which most people always try to use whenever they try to analyze the charts. So for me, I will assume that this is the head. So this was my first prediction, generally how I thought this would happen. So for me, I thought that maybe if it wasn't going to break through this point, it was going to go up, forming another shoulder. If we can omit this over here, so it will form another shoulder, and then it will have to drop to this level, which is 12.26. Let me just draw something to show, like I have a lot of lines drawn on this currency, just so that oh, where is it? Where am I missing it? Just a second. Let me just draw another line from this level. I'm not using the week to draw my patterns. I hope I'm not, like, I'm just doing an overall. The reason why I'm not using it because at times it might pass or it might be within the level. So yeah, so guys, if at all that does not work, because most probably for me, I predict that this is going to go up maybe to this level around 137 or maybe 139. If it keeps on going up, that is if it is not a false breakout. And for me, I'm going to use this kind of pattern over here. So this is going to go up, the pattern over here. Okay, so this is going to go up just a little. Once it goes up a little, it will come back down for a few corrections, and then it will have to go back to maybe this level, or 138 or maybe 137, 140, around that area. That is if it is not like bullish at the moment. Then after that correction, just a little correction, it will have to drop down to 126. So I'm not, that is just a projection and not that it's going to happen. This is forex, so you have to predict. So that is literally my prediction at the moment. So right now, that is what I can say might happen. It's not necessarily that it's going to happen, but it might happen. So for me, I have these over here, and oh shoot, what have I just done? Not that one. I wanted to extend these. Okay, so this was one of our strongest demand zone, and guys, you can see like this did not just hit this point once but twice. And the reason why I'm drawing these demand zones over here, it's because of the movement, the previous movement from this level to this point, and then movement going up. So you can see like this movement over here, this was a movement caused by banks, so this will also be like some kind of some support zone, something or sort. So I'll basically draw the lines to this point, no, this one over here, yeah, so this one over here. So this is the reason why this was some sort of some of the lines that I was drawing just to guide me through my analysis. So guys, this is like the first other stop, like other demand zone. So if this goes up, I was hoping that the demand zone was going to be great, and as we can see, it's not as strong as we expected. So we'll be expecting some of the sells or maybe a bearish moment, just a little, not that not a very strong sell, because yesterday you could see like up around like 3-4, like the sell wasn't that strong. So clearly we're hoping that it won't be as strong as most people anticipate. So there will be an upward movement. So if at all the upward movement, so we will have some of the, this is going to be our supply zone Reason being, this is going to be our first supply zone if at all this is going to move up. Reason being, we're looking at the past, which is this level, and you can see this kind of movement. This was a great sell, like a very bullish movement for us, and this was caused by a financial institution. And what I have come to notice over a few months, or maybe a few months, I haven't been trading for a very long time though, so over a few months of me trading, is that most of these movements are caused by some big, or maybe big financial institution, and this is what we call like liquidity. And when this happens, they don't always they always leave a few liquidity at that level, so you'll find that maybe there will be some movement to this level to collect a few liquidity that was left, and then there will be a drop. And if this is not the level that the liquidity they may choose to go maybe higher than that, maybe at this level, but for me this level was is a place where I'm looking forward to. And yeah, so let's hope that this will go up, and when we get to this point, we'll hope to see if it's going to break out, or maybe it will retest, and come back to this level. And it's reconnecting. Okay, it's successful.